Hey,
I
Joe.
think maybe it's just us. I'm not sure if everyone else is doing offsets by East Coast or what time. But anyway, I'm glad you're here. We can have a great conversation. How are you doing?
Yeah, fine. I suppose Julia is coming today for sure,
Good.
and Federico too, which is we have been discussing a little bit more.
Fantastic. Cool. Well, I'm happy to let you guys lead because I've been a bit busy. I could show you. Um, well, I can show you the book, and I could ask some questions about the community, but those are not super high priority. Those have been long-lasting things, so we could talk about that anytime.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
before anybody comes in, I would like to know now pedagogy. You define as an organization or group of community. Is that all, or have you how do I say have you got the organization or the pedagogy community listed in a state government
Yeah.
whatever,
So
registered?
the answer is no, not right now. We have just got a website and not an organization behind it. We could build one, but we haven't done that yet. So that's the question for now. Well, that's the
Yeah.
answer.
Because now uh, Julia was proposing some amounts, like, some charges for the MOOCs. I said for us to charge somebody, we have to have an organization or something like.
Hmm.
I mean, we can't just charge anybody saying that this is a pedagogic community, right?
It would certainly be easier and probably better to have an organization. I should say I am on the board of another nonprofit, PlanetMath.org Limited, is a nonprofit in the U.S. So Planet Math, the nonprofit, is not very active because the website has was crashed, and I was restoring the website. So we've mainly been worrying about tech stuff, but we could certainly handle money in a way that we didn't take any money off and we just redistributed it. But that again, that's only in the U.S. right now. I was going to talk with someone about possibly setting up another organization, related organization in the UK. Maybe that
Hmm.
would be helpful to have one in Europe and one in US, but that one doesn't exist yet. And again, it might be more related to mathematics. So yeah, if we're gonna start taking in money, we should probably do that. But in the meantime, I think between that organization and I bet Howard, I think Howard Rheingold U must be a company of some kind because he charges money for his classes. So I would think that for the first run, possibly we could ask Howard and just do it under the auspices of that organization formally. If we organize it separately, but run it through him, I think that seems like something he would be compatible with. But I'm not sure. I don't know if he's watching right now. He could weigh in, but I'm
Please,
sure.
you can inquire. We have some sort of proposal like this, and you can ask from him
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
And
Well, if she
and
has,
also, I just research about P2P university and what do they offer and what are the other places. And uh, what I found is that uh, the MOOC course that we are going to build will be different from them in terms of the networking facility that we are going to plan. For example, we should be providing a unique network where everybody should, when they start, they are bound to finish it, and they are assured that they will be getting some network which is very lifelong. For example, I would know you better, and your capacity, your knowledge, and where to reach you at least, some
yeah,
sort of.
it,
But other, for example, little bits and the other learning management courses, or LC, what is
yeah,
that? Media Lab has few courses, right? But nobody knows each other. Just one person start a conversation, and then one person add one answer, and the next day he wouldn't be appearing, but very next day he would appear. There's no uh, I don't know. There's no responsibility for anybody to. It's just they are voluntarily. They are supporting each other, right?
Yeah, no, I think so. That's interesting about the accountability, but yeah, I think it's much closer to the Howard Rheingold model. I took one of his courses already. I think there was 20 people. He let me sit in, so he didn't charge me, which is really a nice gift. That's how I got to know him
Okay.
and some other people in the community. But yeah, there was about 20 people, and I think most of them he charged like $300, which may be much more than we were thinking of charging for this. I don't know what she was thinking, but the point is, when you pay that much money, or when someone pays that much money, they definitely feel committed because they've made a big investment. And I think everyone stayed the whole time and completed the course. So that wasn't that wasn't the issue. I would say if we were going to do it, to be fair, we might want to make like a sliding scale by country or something. So that if someone's in Sri Lanka, maybe they wouldn't pay 300, maybe they would pay a bit less, and 300 people in the U.S. could pay 300 if that was the number we were charging. I don't know, and I don't know what you guys were thinking about that. But
And
to my mind,
also,
sliding scale makes a
yeah,
bit
that's
more.
true. And also selection of the community also should be thoughtful too, because
Yeah,
any beginner students wouldn't be suitable for this kind of courses.
yeah. Hello, Julia. How are you?
Ah, yeah, Julia. Uh, you are call her Julia or Julia?
I
Hi,
said Julia. We can ask her what she prefers.
excuse me?
Do you prefer Julia or Julia?
Oh, just the same. I
She
answer
probably hears.
always.
Okay.
If it seems like Julia, Julie, well, that's fine.
Good. Well, we were looking forward to talking with you anyway, whatever. So thanks for coming. We were just talking about your proposal that you were thinking about some financial numbers around this MOOC, and there are probably other things. Do you want to walk us through the MOOC stuff?
Yeah, but I will love if if there is Federico at least.
Mm. Well, it's seven
Isn't it?
after. Yeah, if we were expecting him at
Oh,
18,
okay.
if we were, then we could give him a little bit more time. If not, it may just be the three of us. I don't know.
Okay.
I can message him if you like. I'll message him right now. Mm, let's see.
No, I look like he's not connected. Ah,
Yeah, he's not online.
okay, vale. No, okay, let's go. Uh, well, we have, you have, I don't know if you have read any of our book project. And this was at the very beginning, the idea was with Federico is just not to theorize, not too much theory, and begin to put all the theories into practice. And this is designing a MOOC, and we will, with this experience also, we will teach how to do peer-to-peer collaboration for education, for example, for education or for business or whatever.
Okay. Yep. It sounds good. I mean, I think what we were saying is it sounds to me like our model is probably that we're trying to make it a bit like a Howard Rheingold University course, which he has small courses, he charges money, he hosts the course, and then a bit later on, he asks people to coordinate some of the sessions on their own. But he's the main facilitator. He has a syllabus already tried in advance. Oftentimes, he's run it several times before, but each time it's a bit different with a smallish group like 20 or 30 people or 15 people or 10 people. I don't know what the minimum is, but it's not huge. It's not 1,000 people. You know what I mean? Um, so I think we should maybe just let's consider this to be a video memo to Howard, and let's make our pitch right now, or let's try pre-pitch. If we decide it's a practice run, then we won't bother Howard to watch the whole thing. But if we decide, hey Howard, could you help us run this course? You've done it a lot of times. So go ahead, tell me more. I know, Dorokshi, I've read a bit of your discussion, and I certainly read the syllabus template. So tell me a
Yes,
little bit more about where it's at, and I'll just screen share from some stuff from Howard for comparison's sake.
oh, okay. Well, we have the great thing in this project is that we're going to do something in a peer collaboration, and to do some to see, for example, the MOOCs as with another point of view, as massive. So we have to define what is going to be minimal for us. If 2,000, 1,530, if it is minimal, we cannot take the word massive.
Yeah, Julia, I think thousands also would be too much for us to handle as this first trial. My guess is like to have much more connection with everybody. Thousands would be too much. For example, start with 50 or 20, because this class, the uh, networking part is very much important than the others. What others have been doing in MOOC so far is distributing the content, right? Then they throw content, and then sometimes start up a forum, and people who write on the forums will write, and people who don't write will left out. There's no connection. But what we should emphasize in this model is to collaborate. Group should collaborate and they have to define a problem, they have to find a solution, and they have to present it, and then they them itself learn how to cope up with the project based learning or whatever, and their understandings and then their learnings will be presented. That's also effective communication. So at the end of the day, they know each other as well as they know what they are capable of, and also they will be evaluating the others as well, so that there's a comparison. Or we can gamify by saying that, okay, let's see whose pitch is very more, whose pitch is very much more effective than the others, and they all can say that why it is effective, and so that it's like a company.
Excuse me?
It's like a company. You are not working alone in a company. You have others' opinions, and then others help. So that's collaborative problem solving.
Oh yeah, well, that's you say that because you have not seen on my other a normal course that I assign, and all of these things are I use it,
Oh.
and also, for example, the first week I call it feeling comfortable with our course environmental, and that's it. So for the ask all the questions they want, have one forum to present for presentations, and a cafeteria, and a week or 10 days at least for doing it, all these let's say, yeah, let them feeling comfortable with the platform and the group and everything. And there, excuse me, I think I put in Google Plus or in the Google Drive, for example, and a study guide that they have to read it and comment and everything. But the other thing is that we are not going to we're not going to show this put on air this course before we don't at least try it with our friends, our peers, with 20 or 30 person, and then see how
Yeah,
it works.
yes, we should, with ourselves, the pedagogy community should try this first as a trial, and then we'll scale up to the next 10.
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
good.
that's it.
That's great.
So I agree with with you, Dil, in all the comments you have made this week for what we have been thinking about the MOOC. So we will begin to structure the first, well, the week 0. What about that?
Yes.
While
For the
while
first week, what I thought was the networking. People should get to know each other intimate level. Like, for example, I know Julia, I know what do you like to eat, or what I should be knowing, what are your capabilities, what skills you are interested, at least for me to get a help from you. I should know what are your interests and what are you capable of.
yes, but the good thing is it could be, for example, that each person has to do their presentation by a video, for example, 5-minute video. What about that?
No, we can use the tools like, for example, these unhangouts. They can, 9 of them can present. They all can come online, and then the audience can be staying beside,
Yes,
and then
yes,
so perhaps like
I'd like to weigh in here a little bit that I think the discussions about tools. When I first heard someone said no, I think maybe we should try to revise at this point. I mean, I don't mind if someone disagrees, so that's okay. But I think at this point we should say yes. I mean, so for example, let's do an unhangout and make a 5-minute video, or make an optional 5-minute video. So
yes,
people, for example, because
yeah.
I can see the benefit of both situations. People want to get to know each other live, like we're doing, but suppose someone's in, someplace even later, somewhere in Kenya, I think, or I don't know, someplace where the time zone isn't not working to join this call. There's someone else who's joined us right now. I don't know if you have a mic, if you want to tell us where you are. This looks like Dubai to me, but maybe you're someplace else. Feel free to jump in and just say who you are, if you'd like. Otherwise.
okay. Let me tell you something. We are just talking about just ideas. Then we have to comment everything on our Google Drive, um, and decide we are going to do. But we have to, for example, if we leave them the possibility to make a video with their presentation, we have to let them at least a the instruction to how to do it. For example, with a just little instruction, or how to use a Hangout or whatever. I don't know. It's just an idea.
Yeah. We should document everything, the process, if they are willing to do the hangout, this is the procedure, and if they are to make the videos, this is the procedure, and uh, if we should direct the places where they need to keep their stuff, or where others can see their stuff, some things like that. The structuring.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes. But
I think it's a good idea to figure out what are the most basic assumptions. So joining a Hangout is, I think, easier than making a video, even though actually it's the same thing. Someone who's never done either before might have an easier time with the Hangout.
yeah, but they will have. Well, I was thinking in do not go by week, but every 10 days, so they can and uh, they will have time enough to uh, to see what they want to. But I think that we have to find all the ways to engage our students, and in this very week, so as much as resources that they can use, and being there the first week, every one of us will have to be there, uh, and so, helping them and motivated and everything.
Yeah.
So, but I wonder. I mean, I think at the level of this outline, I think this outline is fine. I mean, I wonder what we would need. So why don't we try this? How about this as a radical proposal? People said try it. So okay. So why don't we try it now? Either we make this week 1 right now. This is week 1 for us right now, or
Well, no, it's not. This is the first. We are talking about week 0.
yeah. Okay. So this is week 0, but then that means next week is week 1
Yes,
for us,
but
not for someone else. Just for us. So.
okay.
Okay, so
Yes,
just for us, and then we give ourselves 6 weeks from next week, including next week, to finish
yes.
this thing as our joint outcome. And then after 6 weeks, our final exam on week 7 is to launch it for the next group. What do you think about that idea?
That's great. That's
Okay.
a great idea. I guess that's would be the rapid prototyping.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 6 weeks to uh, well, okay.
I mean,
Let's try
I
it
like
out.
I like that it's week 0 now, so we don't have to stress ourselves out that we're behind. We're already a bit ahead. But if next week is week 1, then we need to think about how do we get ready for that. So.
Yeah. So the first week or the week 0 is getting to know each other thing. Like Julia is experts in e-learning and e-learning, right? So and Joe is much more into mathematics and e-learning.
Yep.
Yeah, and you are great on well, almost everything.
So I would say
But
e-learning
you're good
HCI.
on explaining everything in a right way, you know. Uh, and so why don't we, now that we're here, for example, if I take care of content and the syllabus for 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 each uh, module, I think. So for week 0, we will have to make how are we going to design it, which tools are we going to use for what, and I mean it's a lot of, there are a lot of things to do there.
Yeah.
So and deal. She can, with all the opinions and comment, she can arrive to a conclusion, and I can show it on the platform, on Moodle platform.
So I think one of the things that, although I was just saying we don't want to say no or yes just yet. I think yes is better than no. I do think we have to think
Yes.
about what at the end of this, like what are our decisions. So some of the things you're talking about, we can't necessarily decide. I mean, some things we've got to decide right away, and some things we've got
Yes,
to
of course.
decide at the end. So like if week 7 is our final exam and we try to run this actual course with actual other people, then we kind of have to work backwards, I think, from week 7 a bit. So I think the platform is really relevant for that. I wonder, though, for us, do we need a...
No, the platform, and the course is already. Uh, I mean, it is there. We can use it.
Okay.
social media college to our friends to prove it and to uh, and, and to for all of us.
So the last week of work will be on presenting what we learned throughout 6 weeks, and then also evaluating each other, uh, giving strong points and the weak points for them to
Yes.
learn. So that's
Yes.
criticisms
Okay.
which we should have a guideline saying, nobody should throw up, in a
Sure.
bad way, but
Sure,
in a
but I think we can already pencil in some of the stuff. So I would say just right now, if you two were the key students in this course and I was just the facilitator, I would say we could have two workshops. Week 5 could be you, Dilrukshi, running it, and it could be uh, the syllabus, basically what we're looking at now. And week 6 could be Julia talking about the platform. So
Yes.
basically everything you've learned, everything you've decided, here's the platform, here's how you use it, etc. on week 6, and on week 5, here's the syllabus. And even better, maybe you could collaborate between 5 and 6 and say, here's my syllabus as a deliverable, which I will then help you put into your platform. So by week 6, not only do we see it could build on the previous, so that all the time, Julia can be working on the platform, we can support her, we can help her, but at week 5, the syllabus is
Yes.
pretty much ready, and then you can put that in. So week 6, we can see what we saw maybe from Dilrukshi as a sort of mock-up, see it
Mhm.
in the platform the way it's actually going to be, at least we think. I mean, then we'd have one more week before the final exam in case we have to make further changes. You see what I mean? So.
Yes,
yeah.
but for example, what are we going to teach? That it must be we we uh, we have to decide between all of us, at least Federico, Fabricio, Joe, and everybody that it's involved in this project.
Yes, and that's a good point. What are we going to teach? It's for me, it's not about we are teaching. It's about the group letting, facilitating the group
Yeah.
to teach and learn within themselves.
Yes. Why don't we write it down in our Google Drive? All our yours idea, my ideas, and well everybody's ideas, and then we I will uh, design it in the platform.
Okay.
When we agree on what how we are going to do it, because let not use this time for things that we can uh, work on Drive. What about that?
Uh, Perhaps I did not understand much correctly, but I hope Joe understood it first.
Well, she was suggesting that we defer, but I'm just taking notes onto the drive right now, so certainly there's some.
Oh yes, 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 I see.
So I'm putting on week 5 and 6,
Yeah.
but I'm working backwards, and I'm thinking I mean, certainly we'll want to flesh that out. There's a lot more than just to go in these little squares, but for now, I think for 15 more minutes, maybe we can work backwards from week 6, 5, all the way back to week 4, perhaps.
Let's
So.
say let's take a look from week 1 and talk about it week by week.
Okay, let's go. We can work. Yeah, now that we've worked backwards, let's work forwards. That's a good idea. So tell me some more about week 1.
Uh,
Okay.
I can't read, so if someone read it to me.
Okay,
No,
Dilruk.
let me imitate the week one. Okay, hello. I'm the facilitator for this course, and then it's my responsibility to get, make each other know better. Okay, for example, me, I'm Dilrukshi, I'm in the second year of my PhD, and then this is Julia, hello, and then Joe, we all get to know each other, we are talking. Okay, and the next step is for us to know what are we going to learn among ourselves. For example, say, okay, now in 21st century the trending subjects are, for example, say, we would like to learn about critical thinking. Okay, we want to learn about critical thinking. So as a group, what are we should define a goal for that, for people like us. What do we mean by critical thinking, and how are we going to learn critical thinking? What are the methods to learn critical thinking? And
And use it.
and whatever the subject. Did you say music? Okay, whatever. So we define the goals, and we define outlines, and we define the deliverables, and we ourselves should know what are we going to evaluate at the end of the session. For example, critical thinking, I don't know how we have to read the next day. What we do is we have to read about critical thinking and discuss among ourselves. Okay, this is what I found as critical thinking, what did you find? So each and everybody is learning, come to one table, and then we can define, okay, now that we understood what is the critical thinking, and the next step is to learn how are we going to, the other groups will be also learning about critical thinking, and how are we going to, present our critical thinking findings, much more effective for anybody to learn than the other groups. So it's a way of thinking to present to others as well.
So,
Yes.
oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. Peer-to-peer evaluation, self-evaluation, and well, we can use all those way of to evaluate the the job that the people are doing in the forums, or the peer collaboration. And there are many tools, so we can use different with the first with the friends that will try the pilot course, and I don't know if it is a good idea or not.
Did you mean to use other tools for the evaluation, right?
Yes,
Yes, that's a good point. Yes, you can
the
use any.
different tools, so then we can decide which one works better. And
Um, okay, hold on a second. I'm a little
yes,
confused about something and a little concerned about something. So I screen shared this and I put a link below.
yes,
But just to talk you through it, this was in looks like 2010. I ran a course, my first course on P2PU, and I called it DIY Math. So it was about teaching mathematics, as Dilrukshi was saying. That's one of the things I'm interested in. And the big problem with this class is I basically said, okay, let's get together. There will be no major syllabus. I mean, there may be one. We can look back and dig and see if I had some kind of syllabus. But it was very wide open, very vague. Everyone will decide everything on the fly, and it will all be emergent. And basically by week 2, very little had happened. Pretty much everyone who was there had quit or whatever. And so I'm just a bit concerned, like, since we already kind of know the theme for this course is, at least for us, is pure learning online and stuff. I think we need to look already from week 1 and week 2, what are some of the success stories and what are some of the not success stories. And I think this DIY math thing is an example of a not success and actually rather rapid failure. So I think people should be prepared as part of the getting to know each other. What are some of your success stories, and what are the other kind of stories? So that's just one example. There's probably others.
yeah. In
That
the,
means the topic should be not too narrow and not too broad. For example, like trending subjects, like what majority of the students or majority of the people are looking. Now, for Coursera, I know for sure learning to learn subject is the most popular these days, or through this
Yes,
right?
that's right.
Hmm.
So
What?
the type of those courses or type of those subjects would be better. We can at least we can give some examples. Okay, if you are finding difficult to nail down a subject, so here we have some thoughts for you as like that. For example, not only learning to learn, but entrepreneurship. The other one was creativity. You know, those are subjects that we need every day, but we don't know what are the methods.
Yeah.
Okay.
So okay,
Uh,
so let's move on to week 2 because I've taken up
yes.
all the space on this note.
Oh,
So who wants to lead on week
why
2?
don't you send it to us to uh, to our Drive document,
Yeah.
and we can edit if let okay, can edit. That's fantastic. So we can add or make a comment on it.
Sure. I just think maybe during, we've got if people if you have time, I don't know if you do. It's
Yes.
late for some people, but let's. So I agree with you. Let's do that during the week, but just a few more notes, like to get a little bit
Yes.
of
Yes.
a look ahead, because I feel like so we got the beginning, we got Dilrikshi. I trust her to get us off to a good start next week. Just to remind you, this is the week 0, so it means next week is week 1. Week 2, okay, so I'll read this one. Maybe I should volunteer to be the facilitator. I should check if I'm actually around, but I think it should be okay. So I'll volunteer um, to be.
Uh,
This is the first time I'm reading it. Each group meets and sets the goals. One person plays the facilitator role and teaches others. Create artifacts to present to the workshop.
Perfect. Yes.
So I guess I have to make a sub-facilitation question. So I think, Direction,
Uh,
do you think that there will be a bigger group meeting? I like the idea of using the unhangouts if we have more than
oh,
10.
That,
well,
let's go for hangouts in the total class meetings, workshop days. But between the group, we should have small things. Like first, we have to finalize what are the findings and what are we going to present.
Yeah, so there's small group meetings.
Yes.
oh, okay. Listen, would you please see the definition, well, an approach to definition of what MOOC could be, and there I have some answers that
Yeah,
we are, and also if you go to the platform and see the week 1, I mean, yeah, where I have a lot of cities already done it there, and in the platform Peeragogy, MOOC, MOOC did directly, and uh, try to take a look there and make me some comments.
okay.
And okay,
Yep,
Yeah,
but the
sure.
most important is to read the documents in the and Drive. Okay.
yep. Let me just find what I can right now. I know you've shared it in the Peeragogy mailing list, so um,
I in fact went through inside and I saw the initiatives like she has made some rules like what are the things we should do at the first and these are the definitions. You know, I just glanced.
yeah. So here's the one on the drive. I think that's probably a good one because then we can put in comments directly. How can we define? Here, why don't I switch over to that for a screen share? Just a second. This one. Start. Okay. Table of contents. We don't need that. So there it is, and get the link.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Copy. Can view. Anyone know if the link can edit, can comment? What do you want? Let's say can
Edit.
Okay.
Edit and comment.
Paste. Okay, there's another link. By the way, there's some other people hanging out. Lisa, do you want to say hi to us? And someone, I'm sorry, I can't read Arabic, but the one with the picture that looks like Dubai, feel free to say hello if you'd like. Say hi in the chat.
And particularly, I'm interested from Lisa to know about the trending subjects that we could add in this course.
Still.
Right, I'm just trying to catch up right now. So, with what you're doing. Sorry, I came in late.
Okay.
But and I didn't want to interrupt, but just kind of listening right now and catching up.
Okay. So yeah, just to sum up, we made the I think we agreed to make the bold decision to try Dilrukshi's outline ourselves, give ourselves 6 weeks, including next week, and then on week 7, run this course. So we've got to figure out in 6 weeks how we're going to do it. That's our plan. So week 7 is the final exam, is actually launching this course. Maybe we should give ourselves a break. I don't know. So, but right now we're using her outline and Julia's outline of what is a minimal, massive, open online course, which is what I've just looked at now, to kind of make our own syllabus for the next 6 weeks. Like, what do we need to learn ourselves in order to run such a course?
There are different subject there.
So do you want to talk us through the main pieces?
No, yes, no. What I will love to have is our peer collaboration. Yes, their own comments and what they will add and what they don't like and whatever.
Okay, but we can do some of that right now. I think it's a good use of time. Maybe as we're looking at week 3, week 2, week 3. I think so. One of our goals for week 2 is already to start to define the.
Perfect.
Yeah, and keeping in mind that the next one is sort of a pilot. Even this one's a pre-pilot or something. But
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think these are first proposals. Let me see if I understand them. So, graduate students or expectations or will to collaborate. So, are you suggesting for an introductory course we should bring in people who are fairly motivated?
That's
Yes.
right. I 100% agree with that. We can't just open up the window for everybody who, just like the other courses who come in 1 week and go out in the other week. There should be some professionals who are really keen to learn.
Okay.
So at least some kind of graduate level would be, that would be a pre-qualification.
Yeah, so that it would be nice if people either had completed a graduate degree or maybe working on it, or maybe if they're an undergraduate and they're very excited and they're a very motivated undergraduate or something like that, or a professional who's involved, but not just someone walking in off the street, I guess.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
One, okay. The next one.
Okay, so let's see, what's the next one say here? Not for people without superior education, because the overall design is made for people who should understand the subject being taught, or courses should be designed to deliver basic and intuitive subjects. So this is kind of the same thing you're saying. So, yeah, so right. So supposing we were trying to do a basic computer literacy course, that would not work because people need basic computer literacy to take the course. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
In the point second, I have not for people without superior education, because the overall design is made for people who should understand the subject. Yeah.
Are fairly smart though. So I think if someone can figure out how to use Google Hangout, I mean, not for next week and not for 6 weeks from now, but I think we could run a course, for example, on college algebra or on basic composition. I think we could run an undergraduate style course as long as people are able to use the computer and able to be respectful and all that kind of basic stuff. Yes. We can't probably teach them that, but if they're 18 or even 16 and they know how to use a computer, but they maybe don't know college algebra, I think we could, but I'm not suggesting we should do that next week. So.
Yeah, as the first trial, they're not the target market.
Hi.
But by the same token, we're not going to try to teach advanced mathematics next week either. I think I think we need to kind of consider it a bit like a skeleton, and we're growing the skeleton.
That is what I'm doing with all these documents, because if not, we will go with theories, and we have to put on practice our theories, I think.
Yeah. That's just
and by doing a peer project.
Okay. So let's see. The next one says students learn to use the technological tools, applications, or share their background skills. So that's a good point. So before you kind of were saying you need to get to a certain level, but
yes.
But in the next level, I mean, the course will help you learn some stuff you don't know. So let's talk about that as regards us for week 2 and week 3. What are some of the things? What are some of the things?
Google Drive, Hangouts,
Google Drive.
Open a group in Google Plus.
Okay.
And for sharing articles and everything, and another in Facebook for the fun. Exchange pictures and to socialize, let's say.
Okay, maybe, but I think we all three of us know that, or realize that we don't care. I mean, I don't have a Facebook account, but I think I know how to use Google Plus. Okay, so I think
yes, but but just ideas.
Okay, but I would say some of these other things are like maybe going back to that other question about how to start a nonprofit. You know that I'm in a nonprofit, but I'm not sure I know how to start the nonprofit. Do we need that? Do we need a how to start a nonprofit, or maybe it's a for-profit?
Well, Fabricio asked me something about that, and Google Plus.
Okay.
I have already answered him. Well, hello? Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. The thing is that the problem we find in the MOOC is finances. But anyone can help me to pronounce that?
You're doing okay. Just keep going.
Okay. and I have some ideas, but I think that we should charge a minimum, even if Audacity, the creator, did try something like that and didn't work, and so we have to think about that, or charge and do these courses for not too many people, and I don't know. We have to think about this. But anyway, we have to have something to show, and we have to think about what is the factor that make the difference between us and the other normal books, because we pretend to be beside that we're just designing a MOOC. Why what factor is our and ours is being minimum maximum.
Okay, so I wonder if I could nominate. I know, Lisa, you said you were just listening. I wonder if we could nominate you to lead week 3, because I think it seems like we're getting into a lot of business aspects. I mean, you wouldn't have to. You wouldn't have to lecture. You wouldn't have to give us a lecture, Lisa. You would just have to volunteer to be the kind of key facilitator for week 3. I don't know if you're willing to do that. If not,
I will go adding things to every week.
Sure. But I think it's good to.
they must be. I mean, our friends, I mean, at least the one we are working on the project, should should go on with what I have been adding in the platform.
Sure, 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 sure. Don't worry, we will. But I'm just saying, it's good to have a facilitator, and probably especially good to have a facilitator who's not someone who's super core to doing that. Otherwise, you'll be overtasked, and there
Oh
won't be enough
yes,
of the
yes.
other.
I rather to have a facilitator, and then I will have time to work
Yeah,
designing the MOOC.
yeah, good. So
Also for the deal, because the Ruski, she will have a lot of work to do. So
yeah. So Lisa, would you be willing to facilitate week 3, or should we look around for someone else to do that?
I should be able to help with that.
Awesome. That is so fantastic. Okay, so I'll put you in right now. Okay, so we've already planned weeks 1, 2, 3 a bit. Since you're volunteered to...
Hey, you mute.
volunteered
Hey,
to-
you mute.
Huh?
You mute your mic.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was when I was typing. Sorry. It doesn't like that. I'll stop typing now. So I was just going to say, here, let me stop this window for a second and go back to this one. So we've already got a plan, it looks like, through April 6th. That's April 6th. With this plan in mind, we've got three of us have signed up. Are there any other things we want to talk about with this outline? I mean, I think I just edged Lisa into week 3, so maybe we should go over week 3 a bit, but this is enough advanced planning to get us quite far.
yes, that's it.
Yeah.
So deal, we will have lots of things to do this next week.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
no,
right.
there's not this week. So well, let's get in touch and have if we see each other in Google Plus, let's have a hangout. And what else? Well, go on working on our Drive document.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay.
Any other advanced planning ideas or questions?
Yeah. I think what I had in my mind. Do you remember to ask from Howard how did he uh, how did he manage the organization and the money thing and what we can learn from his courses?
Right. Yeah, so I think that's related to the thing I was mentioning about the how do we avoid problem areas, so like the success, not so much cases. So we could possibly try to invite Howard along to be a guest
Yeah.
lecturer, say, about how has it worked with Howard Rheingold University, and to inform him that this is the kind of thing we would be interested in. I think I'd be happy to send him this video. I'm pretty proud of managing to click around to all the windows and involve people and stuff. So it's been a pretty good hangout. So I think we can send it to him if he's interested. It's not too much over an hour. But I think in any case we could invite him along to one of these weeks if he has free time, and just say, can you tell us a bit about HRU and how that works? Could we collaborate with you and maybe even do it with HRU as the coordinating organization? What are the pros and cons? So we could bring him in. It doesn't have to be the first week. It could be any week, maybe even week
That's a
4.
fantastic idea. Yeah, that's a fantastic idea because that itself bring another value to the course as well, because we are learning from experts.
Yeah, lecture. So uh, maybe Howard could lead us on week 4. If we have enough questions already generated, this would help us with the gather all and have a brainstorm. So we could sort of say, maybe by week 3 we'll have a basic sense of confidence. If week 4 we can say to Howard as the expert, here's what we've done so far. Here's where we need some help to go ahead. That would be a good preparation for week 5 and 6, which are really kind of wrap up things. And then we could bring him in. So yeah, kind of a senior point of view. That would be pretty nice. So wow, we've got the whole thing planned actually. Surprisingly enough, do you believe it? So
Well, Federico will have to do some as a facilitator too, because the idea was the initial idea was Federico's and me about the book, and then they'll say, "Oh yes, I want to be there."
so
Yeah.
why don't we have Federico be the chair and he can interview Howard workshop.
Or yes, or in anyone.
Will be but we have already got someone signed up for all the other ones. So
Yes.
so it can be Federico. There we go. So and I know Federico Howard had some questions for Federico, so they can go back and forth to try that. That sounds good. And of course, we could pick all new people for week 6 or 7. I mean, 7 or 8. Maybe we want Charlotte to run the first week of the next course. Who knows? We'll have to ask who else wants to be involved in that. So, but we've got a basic outline. Of course, it's flexible. I will share. I'm going to make screenshots of these and share them on Google Plus right now because I'm fairly proud of doing a whole course design in less than an hour.
Yeah. And you're pretty fast too.
Well,
I wouldn't.
I'm a good type. But no, you gave us a big head start because you had the template. So that's good to keep in mind. Just what we got to, and so for for next time, remember what we're producing is going to look a lot like this, but a little bit more detail for the next time around. So, okay, well, good. Thanks a lot. Fun, rapid prototyping with you. I'm going to stop the broadcast, post my screenshots, and go get some dinner.
Okay.
Okay, and yeah, thanks a lot for joining. And Lisa, by the way, just I don't remember what time is it there. It's about 3 p.m.
Oh no, I'm in Los Angeles. It's about noon.
Noon. Okay, good. Well, enjoy your afternoon, Lisa. And Dorikshi, I don't even want to know what time it is there. So.
It's 12:30 a.m.
Okay. We've got both sides of the planet, just so you guys know. This is the two sides. Okay, well, go get some sleep, and talk to you all next time. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.